April here, and today I've got a fun little gouache video. We repotted all of our plants a couple weeks ago and I decided to draw them all because we have quite a few now. So let's start with the first plant, Beryl. So yeah, all of my plants have names, and Beryl was the first plant I've ever brought as like my own plant. I brought it like maybe, I want to say 8 years ago. So it was a wee little babby, and now it's really big, and I've repotted it about 5 or 6 times, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and it's my plant baby. The second plant is Boris. I inherited Boris from my job that I just left a few weeks ago, and baby Boris, which they were in the same pot and I separated them when I repotted them. So I think Boris and baby Boris are the same kind of plants as Beryl. So I like to think that they're a little family now, but they do live in separate rooms, so that's a bit strange. And I'm using the Acryla Gouache paints that I've been using constantly since I brought them. I'm so happy that I brought them. They are like my favorite art supply right now. I just love using them so much. Now the next plant is Erica. Erica, as you can see, definitely has some problems. She is our problem child. So when we got Erica, she had these mites on her when we first got her, and we had to spray her with some pretty heavy duty bug spray, and ever since then she just like is dying constantly. Her leaves always turn brown. I don't know what to do. If you have any experience with this type of plant, let me know. The next one is Janet. Janet is a big leafy plant, and here's her daughter, baby Janet. As you can see, baby Janet also has some leaf issues. They were in the same pot and we separated them. Our flat is really dark. It doesn't really get much sun. We get a lot of sun in the morning, but then in the daytime and the afternoon, we don't get any sun at all. So we're not actually sure where to put them. Do we put them by the windowsill? Do we water them more? Do we water them less? I don't know. I'm not really like super awesome with plants. So if you guys have any tips on any of these plants that you see, let me know, because I'm new to plants. But yeah, Janet and baby Janet were the most fun to draw, just because they have like these big lovely leafy leaves, and kind of like mixing all the different colours up of all the greens in my palette. So they were definitely the most fun to paint. And then next up we have my cacti and succulent collection. So the next one up is Spike, which is a spiky succulent. I'm not quite sure what type of succulent it is. I gave it the completely original name of Spike and called it a day. With some of my plants, I get a little bit more imaginative with the names, I hope. Next one is Sucklefish 2. Sucklefish 1 sadly died and I had to replace it. I kill a lot of my cacti. Actually, I've killed like 4 or 5 different cacti and succulents over the last year. So I just replace them when I kill them, and then hope that other plants don't realise and get too sad. And then next up we have Felix, which is my favourite cactus because it's so green and dotty, and if you get near it with your hands, which I have accidentally, all of the little like spikes will stick to your hands and your clothes for days. So don't touch him, just look at him and you'll be fine. And I love this plant pot that he came in. It's this lovely like 2-tone coloured pot, which I think is so pretty. And the last 2 are the smallest little plants I have. The one in the Texas boot is called the Texan, and then this little one here is called Starchild 2. Starchild 1 sadly died, so I had to replace it. And this little plant is acting a bit strange. It's kind of growing up from the center, and it looks like it's just going to keep growing up and up and up. And then the other little cactus there, I got that boot when I went to Texas, and I thought it'd be perfect to put a little cactus in. I'm not sure if it's the right pot for a cactus. Like, I don't know if the cactus is suffering because it doesn't get enough ventilation or anything like that, but it looks like it's doing okay so far, so I'm just going to keep it in there and hope for the best. So these are all my plants that I just painted. And now I'm going to put the background on. So I chose 4 different colours for the background, and I just decided to like do a really cool little blobby background, like a rounded square rectangle of all the different colours, and I think it looks really nice in the end. It did take forever to go through all of these little leaves, like doing all the little inside bits of the colour, but it definitely was worth it at the end. And then to finish off all of my gouache or watercolour paintings that I like to do is the outline, which I'm using the Polychromos pencil right now from Faber-Castell, and I'm just using one colour, which is like a really nice dark blue, just to do the outline in. So this was like a super fun exercise. I don't know why I wanted to draw my plants, I just had so much fun potting them and like naming them. I just love giving them names and talking to them and making sure they're watered. Apart from Erica, who definitely is, she is in bad shape, but the rest of the plants are doing well. So I thought it'd be really fun to draw them. And if you guys have plants at home too, or you like just drawing plants, I think that this would be a really fun little exercise to do, maybe if you're trying out a new medium or you just want to do something fun for the afternoon. Adding these like bright coloured backgrounds, I definitely think made them pop, and I definitely want to do something like this again in the future, maybe with some different collections of objects. Like it might be cool to do things from the kitchen or like art supplies, or maybe if you love shoes, you could do like an illustration of every single pair of shoes you own, and just like a really simple illustration with like a funky background. And when they're all together at the end, they look so pretty. And then these ones here that have like the really spiky leaves, I just kind of a small outline at the top where like the branches separate. So they were pretty easy to do. And for the rest of it, I just did a simple outline, and I think at the end, the whole thing comes together really nicely. And then just adding some tiny little details at the end, like the little spots on Felix. And I also have to paint the little pattern on this pot here. And then I'll just quickly mention, I do have a video coming out next week, which is going to be really fun. It's my first collab, so make sure you check back for that one. I think I might be having a little break with videos just because I'm going on holiday for 3 weeks, and then I'm starting a new job as soon as I get back. So I'm going to be a little bit busy. So if you notice a break in my upload schedule, that's why, but I will be back as soon as I've settled in with my new job. And yeah, hopefully I won't be too long. And that was all the plants, so tell me which your favourite one was. I think my favourite one is probably Felix. So if you remember their names, let me know which one you liked. And that was all for today. Thanks for watching. Bye!